Hello everybody, Napkin99 here, and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play series. Now, at the end of last episode, I mentioned that we were going to be starting to work on completing our base, or at least getting it to a point where we can leave and start working on another project. So we're going to start this episode off by making our portal room, which is going to be right next to our storage room, because I'm kind of tired of looking at this random portal in the middle of nowhere. So we're going to be building in pretty much the same style we have been for the rest of our base, but we're also going to be adding a little bit of that factory style on the inside that we did in our ocean base. And I just went ahead and extended our floor here so we have a little bit of room to work. So first things first, I guess let's move our portal to where we actually want it to be. There we go. We got a nice 11 by 11 portal here. We're not going to go any bigger than that because this room is already fairly big as is. It's kind of pushing the limits of where I want to reach out here. And to decorate this, we're going to make it look kind of like a circle. The portal itself obviously is not actually going to be a circle, but we're going to put a circle frame around it. So we've got a ring of deep slate around like that, kind of gives a little bit of an industrial feel. And then we're going to do another layer on the outside with purple concrete. And then we're going to do one more layer of deep slate that's one block in, so it's actually at the same level as the portal. And then we'll go ahead and flip the other layer onto the other side as well. And there we go. It's looking a lot better than what we had before. And we are going to have this hanging from the ceiling. Eventually, once we have our ceiling up here, it'll connect a little bit smoother. And you may be asking why I'm designing this going below the floor level. That's because we're going to have a big pit in the middle here with water in it. So basically I'm creating a tiny bit of a story here, nothing too crazy, but we're supposing that this portal is some unstable technology, and if everything fails, we can drop it from the ceiling into the water to cool it off or something. And of course we still need to be able to reach our portal to actually go through it, so let's go ahead and put down some of that factory style bit I was talking about with more iron trapdoors for the walkway. And we'll put some iron bars down as a railing so we don't fall off. And now we have access to our portal. And now that this is mostly functional, we're going to go ahead and build the rest of this in a time lapse. Alrighty, it is finished, everybody. It is not too much to look at from the outside. Kind of a big blank space here, but I plan to put some like trees and stuff here eventually to kind of cover this up. But if we head on inside here, you can see we have our portal in the middle, which I'm going to go ahead and light with you guys. Big old purple portal hanging from the ceiling. Kind of did some like magenta glass up there to kind of look like electricity. Kind of give it some power. And like I mentioned before, the portal is hanging over this pit of water in case something goes wrong up there. We need to drop it in. Boom, it's safe. We got this factory style little walkway around for the second floor here. We've got more of our little halogen end rod lights. That's what we want to call them. This doorway on the back here, it doesn't actually lead anywhere. I may have some sort of tunnel leading back here at some point. So for now we just kind of close the door off. Then these two doors on the side actually lead to a staircase up to that balcony, and there's also a staircase this way that leads back up into our storage room. So we have easy access to our portal. If we go up the stairs here to the second floor, not much in this hallway. I didn't really know what to do in here actually. But then we can be on the second floor looking from above. And then to fill the gaps here, I made this kind of broken screen looking thing. I don't know if that's how it really looks, but I don't know. It kind of fills up the space. Maybe it's just abstract art, who knows. Kind of a cool thing that happens in here too is we get a bunch of glow squid down in the pit down there, so it looks pretty cool down there. Usually we end up having like 4 or 5 down there. But we also end up getting slimes in there, because I believe this section here is a slime chunk. But we do end up getting quite a few slimes in here. And then they jump in the water and just bob around for a bit. I've also noticed I've been getting them up in the ceiling sometimes, because there's an open space above some of this dome. And then you'll see like green particles squishing through the blocks there. Now that our portal room is done, I want to talk to you guys about our next project. So I've written out a little roadmap here with a few different things we need to accomplish in our base across these 4 pages, because I want to start getting ready to move out of our base. We'll still be using it as our main base of operations, obviously, but I'd like to get started on a major building project soon, hopefully within a few episodes. And to do that, we're going to need to build a gold farm to get gold for a piglin barding farm, which will give us gravel. We'll also get some quartz from that, which will be nice. We'll need to build some flower farms to get some of our dyes that we need for dyeing some of the different colors of concrete. And then we'll need to build a concrete hardener so we can actually harden the concrete to be used in our base. So first, let's head over to the nether. So for our gold farm, we're going to be making a slightly modified version of Ilmango's design. So for this, we need a giant area of nether waste, which we actually have a massive area right here by our portal. So I'm going to go ahead and build up to about build limit using scaffolding. And from up here, we're going to build out 24 blocks in each direction with glass so that nothing can spawn on this. And then at the end of our little walkway here, we're going to build up, skip 2 blocks and place glass up here. Normally, you'll do the magma block ring out here so that piglins can spawn on it. But I'm going to do the glass ring up here first. You don't have to make a full ring necessarily. You just have to do a certain pattern. But I'm going to go ahead and make the full ring up here. And you do this so you don't have the gas spawning on the magma blocks. So I went ahead and actually built the rest of this off camera because there's not really too much else to show. I can show you guys though the collection area. So basically, when you anger the piglins, they're gonna all come running at you here. And I have these 3 spots over here open so they can see me, but these trapdoors prevent any babies from getting through here. And then on the other side, there's enough space for the adults and the babies to get through. And they'll see these trapdoors as a full block to walk on, and then they'll fall down into this little pit where I can kill them in here. And their drops get picked up by hopper minecarts, which lead to the item sorters. We've got 2 for rotten flesh, 2 for gold nuggets, and 1 for golden ingots on both sides. And then all of the swords will get filtered out over here to these blast furnaces. So if we fuel these, we can smelt down the swords and any armor that comes through to get some more gold nuggets in this chest. Then you can see back here we have a little backfill item deleter basically. So if these hoppers all get full of swords and stuff, we can send all of them into the dropper to just burn them in fire so that the rest of the system doesn't get backed up and we can still get our gold. So I guess let's anger these guys and see what happens. Working as intended. Got a whole bunch of piglins in here, and we get quite a bit of XP as well. So this is another kind of XP farm for us too. This definitely isn't the most efficient design. Obviously the original Ilmango design is a lot more efficient than this. But I don't necessarily have the time or resources to make a much more efficient gold farm at the moment. So we're just gonna deal with this. And this should get us plenty of gold for what we need. So after swinging away here for a little bit, I realized this item system really does not keep up that well. So we'll maybe have to fix that someday in the future, but it works for now, because I can always just manually take the items out of here, and it's no big deal. So I went ahead and built the piglin barding farm off camera because explaining redstone and technical things is probably not my strongest suit in vanilla Minecraft. But this is a slightly modified version of Nembon's piglin barding farm, mainly just the storage that's been modified. So we have 4 piglins in here. There's 2 in each of these cells, and they are all name tagged so they won't despawn when we leave here. And basically how it works is you put gold into the chest up there, filters down into a dispenser, or a dropper, and when you press this button it dispenses gold onto a pressure plate, which powers this redstone torch to kind of reset the dropper, so that when one of the piglins picks up the gold ingot, redstone torch turns back on, spits out another one, and it just goes and goes until you run out of gold ingots. Then it just filters into the storage system, and as you can see, we've gotten quite a few drops from here. I've taken some out already. We did manage to get Soul Speed 3, it's back at our base. I haven't quite put them on my boots yet, but we'll be doing that soon. Alrighty, so we are out in the flower forest by those mountains we found in episode 2, and we've actually already gone ahead and built 2 flower farms here. We've got one that has white tulips, I believe, and orange tulips, and then we have another one that's pretty much just cornflowers. These are some of the dyes we're going to need most in our base. So anyways, to run one of these, we just put bone meal in this barrel. We've already put a few stacks in there. And then we flip this lever here. And as you can see, very loud. Basically just moves this grass back and forth and puts bone meal on it to grow all these flowers. And it just creates a whole bunch of flowers instantly. And then we just flip the lever to turn it off. And boom. We will probably build a few more of these in the future around here for the other kinds of flowers, but for now this will do us pretty well. And we are back at base now because we have one thing left on our roadmap, and that is the concrete hardener. And I think we're actually going to have to go ahead and get rid of this lava fall that's been here. And now that the lava's gone, let's get started on our concrete hardener. So this isn't your typical TNT blast chamber kind of design. I went for a more manual route for now. I may end up switching to a TNT focused concrete hardener in the future, but for now manual works just fine for me. So for the design of this, it's pretty simple. Basically we're going to create an 8x8 square here out of acacia, and we're just using acacia because it's wood, which means we won't be able to break it quickly with our pickaxe, and it fits with the orange theme that we're going with this building, sort of like our mud farm over there. And then inside of that square, we're going to be using obsidian, again, because our pickaxe can't break it very quickly. And we're also going to be building up the walls out of obsidian, and we're going to do the obsidian 3 high, and then we'll do a line of acacia at the 4th high block, because that's how high we want to build our concrete. So we're basically going to be putting 4 stacks of concrete in here at a time, and then we'll break it all, and we'll be able to place it all back again. Then we're going to do one more ring of obsidian up here so our water has room to flow. And then our ceiling will also be made out of obsidian, except for the 4 corners of this orange square where we will be putting dispensers. Alright, I did a tiny bit more work on this. I put the dispensers in, and I put some sea lanterns behind some acacia trapdoors so that we have some light in here that we won't break easily. And then I also added a little bit of space here in the front with some iron trapdoors by the doorway so our water doesn't flow out and ruin any decorations we have outside. So last thing we need to do to get this working is punch out this block here. Replace it with a redstone lamp, with a lever on it to activate our water. Then we'll place a redstone dust behind this redstone lamp. And then we're going to build up a few observers with the redstone butt facing up. And then just run redstone over top all of these dispensers. And make sure you put buckets of water in each of your dispensers. And one last thing, we're actually going to add some stairs over here so that we can get up top to where our concrete is. So basically how I like to mine it is I do it 2 blocks high at a time. So I'll do the top 2 blocks and then I'll go down and do the bottom 2 blocks. So now if we flip the lever to let the water fall down and we place all of our concrete like so, then we end up with a big slab of concrete in here and we can flip the lever to bring the water back down and then we can start breaking. So eventually we'll have a haste 2 beacon set up somewhere in the base that has this within range. So we can mine it a little bit faster, but there's, I don't believe, any way to instant mine it. And making use of that white concrete we just mined, we actually built a little exterior around this. I think it turned out pretty nice. I like having this little overhang roof. It's a little different than we've typically done. We did a little bit of one on the deal maker, but did a bigger one here. And then we just added a couple windows over on this side facing the big open cavern. We actually went ahead and remade some of the staircase here on the portal room a little bit to match kind of the design here. I liked how this one turned out a little better. It's a lot less clunky feeling than the one that we had over here because it was all solid. So I think it looks pretty nice. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for me today. We did pretty much everything we set out to do today, which of course was mainly just getting concrete, but there were quite a few steps to get there. Next episode, I want to start expanding over to this part of the cave a little bit and build a super smelter, so we can get glass a lot easier as well, and other stuff for the future. And we may also expand to the surface a little bit and build some plant farms, but we'll see how far we get in that next episode. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.